Lil bro, we are Trey,
And Jay.
produced by Wifey.
Yes.
Today's show, man, we gonna have some deep discussions. We're gonna talk about the state of Modern Warfare 2 before Season 1. Then we're gonna talk about Warzone 2, and then everybody's favorite mode, DMZ. It's not eating.
I like the fact that you're starting this off trolling. I really do. Is this what we putting in?
I'm really not trolling. I'm being honest.
All right.
So let's talk about, let's take it step by step. Let's talk about Modern Warfare 2, and I mean the multiplayer.
Okay.
We're about to get Season 1. Where are we at with the state of the game right now?
My thoughts on Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Off the bat, I feel like this multiplayer is a lot better than Vanguard's. I enjoy that the maps are a lot smaller and they don't feel exactly like 3-lane maps, but they feel a lot better than what they did in 2019. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy the pacing of Modern Warfare 2, but I do feel like the health should be raised. Now, of course, with Warzone, we know at some point Warzone became 300 health. Now, because we seen that the health was raised, that leads me to believe that you can raise it in multiplayer too if it was really discussed and talked about. Mm-hmm. I personally feel like 150 health would be the perfect health limit for multiplayer, especially a game like Modern Warfare 2.
But we know that that's not going to happen, though.
Oh, I know, but I'm just discussing my thoughts and concerns. There are quite a few overpowered feeling guns in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That Vasnef SMG that you see all the pro players running, that thing is broken. It legitimately two taps, and then once you can get into a flow with that gun, you literally feel like you're just zapping people as soon as you look at them.
Right.
The Lockwood shotgun, that needs to be addressed immediately,
man,
because
Jesus
it is
Christ.
really annoying trying to camo grind, and currently I'm on marksman rifles, so it's hard trying to engage a shotgun that can shoot you from 20 to 30 meters, although you're shooting that person first.
Right.
Snipers, no. Marksman rifles,
Same difference.
I'm gonna be honest, I started using the SPR about 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. My first game actually ranking it up, I dropped a nuke. That gun needs to be nerfed, okay? Now, I get it. But Jay, it's multiplayer. It's 100 health. Everything is technically supposed to one-tap you. The ability to ADS quicker than the average person and automatically one-tap them 95% of the time, that's a problem. Especially with the fact that, I'm going to be honest, most of the time I aim for the head. Other times it's mainly chesting up. I was shooting people in the leg with that thing, and that thing was still one-tapping. Also, I was using it at one point with no barrel, and I'm shooting people from longer distances than what you could imagine. That needs to be addressed, and that needs to be nerfed. Overall, as of right now, what I would rate multiplayer in MW2, I'd give it about a 7. I say a 7 because it used to be a 7.58. When I played at COD Next, that was about a 7.5. Then we came over to the beta. That was about an 8 for me, and I was very excited for, the slide cancel or the new slide cancel. I'm gonna be honest. Whether we have it or didn't have it, it wasn't gonna make me no different because I adapt to all Call of Duties. But it would have been nice to have the slide cancel. I'm gonna be honest, because it looks smoother this year than what it did in 2019. But footstep audio in the beta was immaculate for me. I could hear people from exact areas that they were in. And it wasn't 99% of the time for me, it wasn't one of those, oh, they're running around the corner and I hear them at the last minute and I got to react. Like, no, I could actually pinpoint where they were in a building, where they were running, what surface they were running on, et cetera, et cetera. now with the release of Modern Warfare 2, I can't hear any footstep audio.
Can't hear anything.
I have Adobe Atmosphere for headphones. I'm playing on the headphones EQ. I've tried headphones. I've tried home theater. I've tried headphones, bass boost. I can't hear footsteps.
It don't matter if you standing still. Don't matter if a door's open. If the windows is knocked out. Like, you literally just can't hear anything. I told you this was going to be a problem because everybody that complains about audio, as soon as they hear my footsteps, they hold the ADS. There's really no balance to it.
I understand that the beta of the footsteps were a bit loud, right? A bit louder than what we're used to. They were a lot louder than Warzone.
Yeah, because you could hear them from another room running up to it. Now, that was a little OD. Yeah, that was a little OD. I ain't gonna cap to you. That was a little, like, bro, you can hear, like, if they, like, bro, you can hear them.
You could hear them running from a further distance to just prepare yourself. Now, I will say that was a problem, but I feel like whenever it comes to Call of Duty fixing something or adjusting it, for them there is no dial.
There's no gray area.
Okay,
there's no gray area.
We're just gonna go a little bit lower.
Yep.
Just leave it right there.
Yeah.
Call of Duty doesn't do that, and Call of Duty has never done that in years. It's either you have footsteps, you don't have footsteps, and the dial is either at the top or it's at the bottom.
Right.
Because I can't hear anything. I'm dead ass with y'all. People be talking about, oh, Jay, I can hear footsteps on console. How?
That's only if you play. If you're playing S&D.
No, and they're not saying S&D. By the way, they're not being specific. They're just talking about 6v6. I can hear footsteps.
See
how?
See, when I watch S&D, I hear people hearing footsteps in S&D because ain't nobody moving.
Right.
So you're standing completely still and you're able to hear everything. But when you're playing Hardpoint, you're playing Headquarters.
You got explosions.
You got
the announcer.
Fam.
You have your party or who you're in Discord with. You have the game. You have the guns. You have the explosions. You have all of these intangibles playing into what's happening in milliseconds.
You can't hear nothing.
You can't hear anything. Now, Warzone, it's understandable because Warzone, you have time to hear enemy airstrike inbound. You have time to prepare for that most of the time. But if a cluster happens, okay, your audio is going to be a little messed up. Well, not a little bit, but you get the point. But with Modern Warfare 2, gunfights are happening constantly. And the fact that gunfights are happening constantly and you can't prepare or hear anybody spawning behind you, running behind you, jumping and landing behind you, parachuting in, coming down on you, you can't hear anything.
Dolphin diving on the other side of a wall. Like
the slide.
If somebody dolphin dives on the other side of a wall, why do I not hear a thump? Like I hear like a boom. If somebody's behind you in this game, it's 100 health. It's over. There's nothing you can do. You can't turn around. You can't turn on a person. You can't shoot back. You can't apologize for being wrong. Nothing. Once they see you, it's over. And it's especially if they have like an SPR. They have the AK-74U, which is the Vesnaz. They have the Latchman. There's nothing you can do in this game. And when I just want to say, I've enjoyed the maps. Much better job.
Definitely not a Piccadilly.
Modern Warfare.
For sure not a Piccadilly.
The only map that we all gripe about is the highway map. That map gotta go. It's gotta go. If you're not gonna take the map out, take off the car explosions.
And also take a good handful of them cars out. Like, I get it. I love the concept. You're soldiers, you're fighting on a highway. I get it. There's cars that are abandoned. Some of them can blow up, some of them can't. But if you really play one of those matches on that map where everybody is hiding behind a car or shooting you through the windows of a car or on top of a car, at some point, people just stop running middle and just stay on the left side of the map. Now, I feel like with a map like that, you got to make that map a whole lot smaller.
Right.
Because there's extra rooms and doors that you can bust open that shouldn't be there on a 6v6 map. Or, a better suggestion.
Add more players.
Thank you. 10v10,
Make it 10
12v12.
or I'm out cap to you.
I'll take a 12v12, honestly.
I'll take an 8v. You add 2 more players. I think just an 8v8 will make a huge difference. You make it 8v8, 6v6. 6v6 is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Make it 8v8.
A shrunk version.
And now you're covering a lot more. Like 2 more players. That's a lot to add 2 more people to that. That's a lot. You add 2 more people to that bid, and you make the spawns more consistent. Where it's, because another thing too, the spawn system. First of all, the only real playable modes for me is hardpoint and headquarters.
I've been hearing, by the way, domination is the sauce for ranking up.
Yeah, well, for ranking up,
I've been hearing, but keep going.
I feel like the problem with domination, if you're playing up against a team that knows what they're doing, if you play domination, you will be stuck at either A or C for the entire game.
Get one tapped.
Just getting one tap by everything. And another thing that really destroys the foundation of the game is the fact that you could have a team dead to rights.
Tell them what that means.
So, for instance, if you're playing hardpoint and you got the hardpoint, okay, y'all are all on it. You get the hardpoint, it's 15 seconds, time is kind of down, and you're trying to get to the next hardpoint. As you're running, people will just spawn right behind you. And the question is, why? If you're playing headquarters, they will literally spawn right behind. The headquarters is, once you cap the headquarters, you know where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have the headquarters and it's about to open, it's like the spawns are just they're random.
It's mayhem until somebody gets to the headquarters.
Until you get to, and I don't like that, because you could be on a streak and now you lose your streak because you see the kill cam, he poofs right, but it kills you. Mm-hmm. Then you spawn it and you spawn right in front of people.
That's happened to me too, where you go on a little bit of a death streak where the spawns feel like shipment on MW 2019. Mm-hmm. That's happened to me multiple times, especially doing this camo grind, and it can become overwhelming at times. I also will say, let me make this point real quick. I feel like now that I am aware of what skill-based matchmaking is, right, and how deep and detailed it actually goes, when you're actually in a skill-based matchmaking match and your algorithm is completely in the dumpster, it sucks. It sucks.
It sucks bad.
You really feel the effects of being penalized for being good or just having a good match, because there have been multiple games where I'm using a gun, ranking it up. Y'all know I am a very phenomenal COD player. Like, my average KD is like 3 to 4 every game, and that's not me gloating. This is me giving the example of, although it's in the game, people that are good, they feel it, because there have been multiple games there where the gun that I'm using is either smacking or I'm shooting hash browns, and it doesn't make any sense because my setup doesn't change. Right. So to be able to feel what skill-based matchmaking feels like this year, now that I'm more aware of it, it's not fun.
So can I say,
not fun.
If I were to add to this, when the game wants you to lose,
when it's not on your side,
this game really wants you to lose. The day 2 days ago, we did not lose a single match
in a 6-hour stream,
in a 6-hour show, until the last game.
And it was right when we all said, this is our LG. Anybody else happen? Like, does that ever happen to y'all too? Where you say, all right, this is going to be my last game after just on a blowtorch the whole day. Yep. And then that last game, that's when called us like.
They was giving them, man.
So you think you finna get off on a high note? Oh, okay.
It felt like every gun that we used was shooting tater tots. Like the maximum we weren't doing max damage at all anymore. We were shooting the bare minimum. Like, I'm like, what happened to my gun? Why is this same weapon that I've been using all day? It's been hitting all day.
But everything that they using is one tapping.
We got one. It was so many times where you're just getting hit the button, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button. Then you get to a point where you get so frustrated that now you look at the kill cam and you like, why does it feel like I'm just getting auto headshotted now? Then he's not even headshotting me. I'm getting shot in my thigh and my calf, and I'm getting two-tapped by everything. And the frustration that comes with skill-based matchmaking. Mm-hmm. I don't know entirely what it brings, but I know that it makes it feel like your guns. You know, when you playing Madden and you put it in that specific mode where that if a team is better than another team,
yeah,
you put the Madden mode on
and
it'll
what it was
boost their
called, but it's
stats.
basically the realistic mode, like real stat mode or something like that.
And it just makes it to where if your team is trash,
if you was using the Browns when they was Dookie,
yes,
and then you picked the Patriots when Tom was literally Zeus, it's a clear difference.
But it'll boost your stat. It'll boost all your players to match the team evenly. So now it's an even game. And that's what it feels like.
And the people we're going up against they're not better than us.
The old boy had 60 deaths. He got eliminated 60 times.
He looked at his kill cam 60 times.
60 times.
You know, in a 6v6 match.
Now, we outplayed them on the scoreboard. On the scoreboard, we outplayed them. We had way more kills than the entire team. Mm-hmm. You had 80, D-Rob had 80, I had 50, I think, and then Kyra had 40. The highest they had was 50. But they all kept throwing their bodies on the hard point, and it just felt like they were spawning closer to the hard point than we were. Mm-hmm. And every time the hard point... No, this is not me I'm just saying how it felt. We had them beat on the scoreboard, but they kept spawning closer. No, we was playing, what was it, headquarters or playing hardpoint? I think it was headquarters.
Headquarters.
They were spawning closer to the headquarters than we were. Every time we spawned, we were spawning far off. And I'm like, why does it feel like it's taking us forever? But then as soon as we kill like 4 or 5 of them, they're right back pushing their hardpoint. Their headquarters again. Mm-hmm. So again, I don't know what everything that brings everything that comes with skill-based matchmaking, but it doesn't always feel like you're playing people on your level. It feels like the game is leveling the playing field
to keep them on the game. Because
they could have been in the game.
They could have been getting pooped on all day. Then they come across us, and now the game registers our stats, our habits, tendencies, outfits that we have. Right. All of that plays in the part of you having the battle pass. All of that entails who you go up against and what skill-based matchmaking you may face.
Right.
And because they've been having a bad day or bad games, once they come up against us, the game is like, oh, these are really good players. These are casual players. So to keep them on the game,
right,
let's go ahead and just balance this out and just make this a really close match or allow them to win to keep them on the game.
And I don't like that.
I don't either.
Because now they got on the microphone. Y'all are dog shit. And I'm like,
he really did say that though.
You have 60 deaths. But then we talked about that before. This game feels like it's I know they came up with the three archetypes, right? What was like Sentinel,
I know. The only one we all remember is Sentinel.
And I can't remember now, but it's like 3 different styles that you get rewarded for doing certain things. If you play the objectives, you get rewarded.
It was like Sentinel, like tactical, and something else.
If you play the objective, you get something. If you don't play the objective, you get something. And if you go for kills, you get something. Okay. What I felt in multiple matches, especially if you're on keyboard and mouse, and that's going to be the next thing we get to is the controlling keyboard and mouse conversation. Mm-hmm.
We'll make this the last point.
Yeah. This game, I won't say it punishes you for being good at the game. It punishes you for not playing the objectives.
This year.
If you don't play the objectives this year, you really are not leveling up your guns unless you're doing all of that cheesy decoy stuff. Like, you got to throw out a bunch of decoys. You got to do a lot of things in order to get XP for your weapons.
Which, by the way, I don't know if it was just maybe me or my decoy grenade throwing placement, but I was not getting that at all. The decoy distract, I can count on one hand how many times I saw that pop up on my screen.
I stopped with trying to do the whole little gimmicky stuff. I just started just playing the hard point. Once I played the head, but I leveled up a gun and I didn't even use my double XP. I forgot to hit my token. I leveled up my gun like twice in that one game, all because I was on the hard point, or I was on the headquarter the entire time. And when you have like 2 minutes of the hard point, it makes a huge difference to you leveling up stuff. So this game is like, it rewards you more for playing the objective than actually going for a bunch of kills. I leveled up to level 55. You leveled up like a couple days before I did. I caught you. You average way more kills than me, but I caught you because I play the objective more than you do. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is the objective really that much more important than going for kills now?
I feel like it is this year. But I will say, coming from someone who pub stomps and knows how to pub stomp, this year's Call of Duty is definitely, it gave me a different perspective on the objective. Especially with me now watching more competitive than content creators. I enjoy watching competitive S&D, competitive hardpoint. Like, I try to watch all the call tournaments, call champs, all that other stuff. And I can say, from a pub stomper's point of view, it's a lot more rewarding to have 40, 50, 60 kills and then also have a minute 30, 2 minutes on the hill. I really like it. It makes the win more honorable for me.
It also feels like a multiplier for your XP, because when you do have that, the game is rewarding you. Like, oh, you got kills and you playing the hard point. Yeah,
it's like having a double in basketball.
Right.
Yeah.
This game is definitely rewarding when you play the objective. I will give Call of Duty that. This game is definitely rewarding when you play the objectives and using your. Let's get into more of the tedious, like the little smaller things. Okay, we talked about weapons, field upgrades. I feel like I see the same field upgrades in this game though. There's no. I'm not really seeing anybody using the tactical camera. I'm not really seeing people use the DDoS. I'm not really seeing people use the. At first in the beta, I was seeing that little dummy everywhere. The dummy was everywhere. I don't see that dummy at all. Now, maybe it's the mode. It's mode specific, but I don't see that dummy. I don't see tactical camera. I don't see the portable radar. I don't see the sound suppressor thing. I don't see any of those things. All I see is trophy systems, and that's what let me know what lobby we're playing in. When you playing a hard point lobby where all they play is hard point, you're gonna run into a whole bunch of shields, like portable shields. And you're gonna run into a lot of trophy systems. That's about 85% of our lobbies. It's shield, trophy system. And there's so many other field upgrades that are available this year that nobody's using them with the tacticals and lethals. All I'm seeing now is drill charges. It's 90% of the time drill charges.
I'll be getting so tired of hearing that stupid drill charge.
Yes.
And at some point, and I've been saying this since Modern Warfare 2 release, the drill charge takes no absolute skill. Why do I say that? Because when you're in one of those matches where people are just throwing them everywhere and you're either getting killed or weakened by the splash damage, it's annoying. Because it's like, okay, I understand its purpose, but okay, now it's just drilling through double, triple, quadruple things of a surface.
Right.
Then people are trying to throw them under the floor. Like, okay. So if you're playing a 6v6, you're playing a hard point, and 3 people throw drill charges at you, and
There's
you're
nothing-
in one
there's
room.
nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You ever play a game like God of War? You play a game where like they highlight the floor and they show you where the attack is about to hit, and it'll be like your brain, you're like trying to figure out
Your
like,
mind
where am I supposed
scrambles.
to be? Your mind, when you get 3 drill charges thrown at you, where am I supposed to go at that point?
Especially one after the other after you just got out of a gunfight.
Right. And you're dead, bro. There's nothing. Jay, there's nothing.
You can't stem.
You have to have a trophy system.
To combat it, you could maybe combat it with quick fix because of how quick you get your
Maybe,
health back
yeah,
after getting a
maybe.
kill.
But then, the sad part about it is, depending on the game mode. Now, I don't want this video to be like, oh, TreAndJ complaining. It's not about us complaining. It's just us telling y'all, maybe your experience is different from our experience, because what we experience, it's kind of like what we used to experience before when we used to play Modern Warfare the first time we played pubs. There's certain things that are happening to us that's just not happening to other people. Like, this is why we went to Ground War in 2019, because 2019 was way more balanced. But the problem with playing Ground War, we're playing it now, is if somebody is sniping all the way in the back of the map, they're going to get UAVs that applies to the entire team instead of the UAV applying just to your squad. Now, we had that discussion. I said,
With Citizen Snipe.
if the UAVs only apply to your squad, you could run around with no ghost. But UAVs apply to the entire team. Why? The entire team shouldn't get a UAV.
Yeah, and I understood that. I understood your perspective.
And people were saying like, but then no. This me. Fuck you if you ain't on my squad. You ain't my responsibility. What's the point in running a squad if everybody gonna reap the benefits of what we doing? If I am playing good, reward my team for me playing good.
Or just reward me if I'm in a solo. Like,
Right.
if I'm just solo.
Why are you rewarding the whole entire team for this dude sitting in the back of the map camping? What's the point in having squads then? Just to spawn on people? No. If I am playing good, if my boy playing good, allow us to have a counter UAV,
Not the entire team.
not the entire team. And go back to the old counter UAV system where you call a counter UAV and you have to place it
In a specific area.
in a specific area. And it's not even that the counter UAV only takes my squad off the map. My teammates are off the map. Everybody else is free
That
game.
would actually be very cool.
Because now I don't need Ghost. Because if I play strategically, if I use my kill streaks the correct way, I don't need Ghost. So now I could run. You could run resupply with overclock and all. So now if you got overclock on, one of my teammates got on portable radar. One of my other teammates got on sound suppression. The games makes more sense. But Ground War is, to me, these modes are unplayable. Because by the time you get Ghosts, fam, you gonna get cooked because somebody gonna be giving away free UAVs.
And I'm gonna be honest. Once an enemy gets a UAV, you have such a short amount of time for one of y'all on the team to start cooking. Because once one goes up, if they happen to get a counter, now you can't see your map for what feels like 30, 45 seconds.
Man. And then mind you, and it feel that long because so many went off that one UAV. 4 other people got UAVs too, and they just got them in the pocket. They just sitting back waiting. And if they are playing with counter UAVs, and three people got them, it went down. But now it's back up again, and there's no counter unless you go outside and shoot that bit down.
I think I just figured it out. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is all about momentum. Okay, so take this walk with me real quick, and after that, we need to get to controller and
Right. Go ahead.
mouse keyboard. When it comes to playing MW multiplayer, if you happen to get a UAV first, most of the time you gain the lead in a regular game mode because you can see where they are and they can't see you.
Agreed.
Then You get a counter UAV right after that, which then disables their whole minimap, which increases your probability of finding them and them still not being able to see you. Then if you get an advanced UAV, you practically have all of the map to just roam around and run around and just do whatever you want, because then you can see everybody. Usually in that order, if it's you that has all of those, you're the one that wins. But if you're on the other team and everybody else has that momentum, you never win.
No.
Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is all off momentum.
Right.
Now, the momentum can be shifted.
It can shift,
Like,
definitely.
the game can start out like y'all down, they get a UAV, counter UAV, you know what I mean? Y'all just having a rough one. But at some point, there could be a shift in momentum where one player gets a UAV on your team, and then that gives everybody else momentum to get all of their streaks going, this, that, and the third. We've seen it happen. We've all experienced it. But when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 and its skill-based matchmaking, it's really either you're going to be winning or you're going to be losing. Because if you notice, for everybody that plays Hardpoint, the match could start, you die 2-3 times, enemy UAV inbound. Next thing you know, you look up, y'all playing Hardpoint, it's already 0-40.
Yeah, the game is never tied.
And then you like, how did we get down so fast?
Right.
So
There's never really situations where you're playing the game and you're tied up.
or the game feels even.
Right, like oh they went up, now we're going up, they're going up, now we're going up. If when you're playing this game, either you're winning or you just losing, and most times you're getting dog walked.
On the score side,
Jay,
they only care about the objective.
right, and that's another thing too.
They only care about the objective.
You run into two types of teams in this game. Either they care about the objective or they care about kills. It's never in between where they're trying to go for high kills, and it's either they're going for kills or they're going for the objective. And you'll know which team is which because most players will just they keep running to the same exact spot.
Also, people's gun selection too.
Right.
People got a gold AK-74U, a gold M4, a gold MP5. You already know what type of time they on. They don't care about the objective, and they only getting close to the objective to try to kill you and then spawn trap you. That's it.
Okay.
But when you see them weird little kooky setups, you see an M4 with a thermal scope on it.
Yeah, that's
you know
objective players.
exactly what he came here to do.
He came to play objective.
You can see it clear
And
as day.
they throw their body They throw their body straight to the flag.
RPGs, frags, Semtexes, drill charges, suppression mines in the awkwardest of areas.
Yes.
You running across or just happen to fall down. It's a claymore right on you.
I'm not
put
okay.
that there?
Using claymores and hardpoint is wild. Like
I definitely do.
I'm just keeping the bean.
I do for sure.
Keeping it bean. Like you got to really think. Most times people have trophy systems. So if you run into a claymore, it's normally where you're not expecting that claymore
And the
to be.
lines this year are huge.
Yes.
Way longer than what they've been in previous Call of Duties. MW 2019, they had some length on them.
Yeah.
But now,
They've been 16-foot USB cables. Like goddamn. Okay, look. Let's branch over. Let's branch over to keyboard and mouse and versus controller.
let's hear your thoughts, buddy.
This is now, mind y'all. I'm not about to start nothing. I'm not trying to, but other players have said it. Players like Scump, they've been very vocal about it. Aim assist versus mouse. This game, it does not reward you for playing on keyboard and mouse at all. Now, I remember in the beta, people talk about, keyboard and mouse players, they
It
reward
was looking like it was y'all year. I'm like, all jokes aside, because of how much I was getting flicked in the beta, I thought it was gonna be y'all year.
And because of the recoil, how much recoil each gun had.
That too, I really did.
Once they basically was like, okay, let's not do that. Let's just drop the recoil back to how it used to be, how it normally is, and then it is what it is. Man, I'm not gonna lie. As a keyboard and mouse player, this is probably one of the toughest games to play on It's gonna be tough in Warzone 2, and the reason why I say that is because the aim assist is even stronger than what it was last year. You can't tell me that it's not. You cannot sit there and say, Trey, it's the same. It's not the same. The aim assist is even stronger than what it was last year. So as a keyboard and mouse player, the recoil already, there's what we call horizontal recoil. Use a gun like the P90 on keyboard and mouse and you see what I'm talking about. The horizontal recoil makes it difficult for a player for a keyboard and mouse player, because now you have to try to control right and left while still trying to focus on where their movement is at the same time. The aim assist is so strong in this game that as I'm watching certain players, if they're aiming, they don't even have to be on your body for the aim assist to kick in. They just need to be in the vicinity of where your body is. And the aim assist will slow down to where when they barely pull over, it locks onto your head for them. Now, me and Jay had this, I showed Jay a clip not too long ago of a dude, he's laying down next to a box. We're playing Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
He's laying down next to a box. He's not even looking in my direction yet, but he can hear my footsteps. Mind you, I can't hear him. I jump out to peek it, but I'm still close enough to the wall where I can walk back to my left. As I go to take my shots, I flick over to him, shoot him a little bit, but I miss some of my shots. I'm walking back to the wall. This dude is shooting. He's not moving the analog stick at all. It's just there. He's shooting in the same spot. And he never moves the stick to the right. But the game is counting it as headshots. But as I'm showing Jay can clearly see my head is not even in that direction. I'm by the wall. I'm already past the wall. Because when you look at the kill cam, I died on the other side of the wall. And I'm looking at Jay like, Jay, how do they expect us players on keyboard and mouse to continue to keep playing like this? We don't have anything. There's no, when a person drops, that's one of the hardest plays on keyboard and mouse to contend with. It's like the drop shot. The drop shot. Why? Because you go from I see you to I don't. And this gun is kicking up at the same time. Now I'm required to pull down and compensate for the vertical and the horizontal. Then you drop. I no longer can see you. The gun already blocks part of that up and down visual. Now the horizontal, I can see your horizontal. The gun ain't gonna block that. But when you drop, the gun itself is naturally gonna block a drop. Mm-hmm. On controller, when I try to drop, I swear to you not, a person could be shooting wild crazy. When I try to drop shot against somebody on controller, the aim assist for about 1001, 1002 is gonna keep tracking. Mm-hmm. It's gonna help you, and then you gotta do the rest of the work. I don't have no type of help like that. So drop shotting against a keyboard and mouse player, it works a lot of the time. But doing it against y'all, it don't work. Me doing left to right strafing, that don't really work. You notice this, you try to left to right strafe on somebody on keyboard and mouse, that shit don't work against a controller player. You're tracking, because as soon as I go like this, it's already, as long as you're moving too, mm-hmm. It's already moving for you. It's like, hey, catch up. You about to lose them.
It feels like it's a longer time window with aim assist this year. That's the best way I can explain it.
And again, that's why movement helped. Movement for us in Warzone, it helped. It helped get rid of that. But now I have to literally be God tier when I flick. I have to be God tier when I track. I can't miss at all. Because even if I miss one bullet, maybe two, I lose that. And I was telling you earlier, if using a gun like the P90, it's not viable for keyboard and mouse players. It's better that we use guns that have the least recoil, like the MP5, the Latchman. It's better if I use that. You can feel the difference, because I could pull down as much as I want to, but that horizontal, there's no help for that horizontal. That right to left is crazy. It's so crazy, bro. The right to left the right to left is so crazy in this game that as a keyboard and mouse player, it's not rewarding to use tac rifles. It's not rewarding to use guns that have right to left for horizontal recoil. It's not rewarding at all. It's probably some of the worst things that it's probably the worst decision you could possibly make. And again, I don't like making excuses because I love keyboard and mouse. I played World War III. I told you, this game is for keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, you enjoyed it. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'm like, this is not a bad game. Battlefield 2042, the gunplay, it's not bad. Mm-hmm. But then when I come to a game like this, where they nerf all the movement, they basically say no. Now, when I try to just do like I try to get away from you so I can't. So now when you do it to me, I gotta really I gotta track that. Mm-hmm. But for you, all you gotta do is just keep moving. As long as you're doing this, the aim assist is gonna keep following for you. Yeah. So a person who has always had a low KD in every card,
God tier this year,
is now better this year, especially with dynamic. Because remember, dynamic is not just linear. It's not just it builds up. So it's like it's little when you barely move in a stick.
It swipes fast and then it slows down for you.
It slows, and now the aim assist already slows, and now dynamic adds a slowdown to it. Mm-hmm. But bro, you're on keyboard and mouse, bro. You are against the 8-ball, bro. I'm telling you, you are at 100% against the 8-ball this year. You have to really be a professional. You gotta play. You either have to hold every angle that you possibly can and force them to you. But even then, when somebody comes across that corner jumping on controller, all they have to do is just center the middle of the room. The aim is going to track for you, and as you're jumping, it's going to still keep pulling, and all you have to do is just move little by little with it and control it. Mm-hmm. It's very tough for keyboard and mouse players this year, bro. It's very tough for us this year. Go ahead.
Oh,
I can't speak on controller because
I thought because that was a really powerful pause. Yeah, no, I thought maybe you had something else.
I was passing it.
Controller versus mouse and keyboard. Here's my take on this. Now, let me just say, I understand the perspective of keyboard and mouse players, considering that I've played my little bit of time on keyboard and mouse myself. I also will say, on the flip side of that, though, I have been dominating in Call of Duty for years. So when MW2 2019 was announced and crossplay was finally announced, I personally was not worried about it at all because I already knew how talented I was specifically as a COD player. So playing against keyboard and mouse players on console, it wasn't a big deal to me because I don't see, when I look at a lobby, I don't look at, oh, this person's on keyboard and mouse, this person's on controller. I see everybody the same. Everybody to me personally looks like bots because I'm either in aim lab or I'm always bot training. So I'm already mentally programmed now to see everybody as a bot. Doesn't matter who you are in game. After watching J God's video on the best aim assist, which I personally discovered and found out in the beta, it was Black Ops. A lot of people didn't gravitate to my tweet when I tweeted it out that Black Ops was the best aim assist because the slowdown is even more than dynamic and or default. No, everybody still run around using default, right? Once Jay got made the video breaking down the slowdown for Black Ops, when you combine Black Ops aim assist with the natural aim assist and slowdown you already get, and then for me, I use linear. So because I play Max Sense, wherever I look, I have free range of motion. But once I actually identify my target, I have Black Ops aim assist and the regular aim assist and my ADS sense. So it essentially feels like I don't even have to aim. All I got to do is center the person and my aim assist is going to do the rest for me. I I just started using that SPR 2 days ago, and I already dropped the nuke with it. And for everybody that was in the stream yesterday, I was practically hitting the craziest sniper shots I've hit in years.
You was hitting some. I'm watching the stream playback, and I'm watching you. You shot the dudes. All right, so look, put it this way: there was a dude that was behind a wall. His head was about this far off the you know that map, the hotel map. When you're going from the right side and not by the when you're going, what's that?
You talking about restaurant when you run to?
No, not restaurant. The other side, not restaurant. No, is that restaurant?
Restaurant.
Not kitchen. Yeah, restaurant. You're right.
Yeah.
It's restaurant. And you're going up the staircase. Okay, there's the 2 staircases, and then there's those 2 desks that's right there. There's a dude's head that's poking out like this. You could barely see it. This man Justin.
Oh no, you talking about bedroom? You talking about bedroom?
This man Justin sniped the dude from bedroom, jumped off the building, and then the dude's head was barely poking out, and then you could just see Jay lightly put it over and be like, "Bow!" Shot him in the head. I'm like, do you know how hard? And I told him, I said, do you not know how hard that shot is on keyboard and mouse? Do you know how much skill that shot takes on keyboard and mouse? And you're doing these shots with
Effortless
effort. Not effortlessly, effortless effort.
I like that. I do.
Like you making it seem like this is just how the game is just regularly played.
This is how Call of Duty should be played.
And again, I don't want to sound like that angry keyboard and mouse player because I love a challenge. You know me, I love a challenge. I don't play Call of Duty now to try to be the quote unquote the best. I try to be the best version of me.
Yeah.
I want to master me. I just want to be able to play shooting games and be like, hey, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm going to F you up. Just understand that. You might win the battle, but I'm going to win the war. Period. You might get the best of me. Cool. But I'm going to F you up. You could talk all that trash about you being on controller. I don't give a damn. Just realize you ain't going to do what you do to other people when you play against me.
Facts.
So when I play now, I don't care to be number 1 on the leaderboard. I don't care to have the most kills. I don't care to do that. I don't care about none of that. I just care about being the best version of me when I play. Because if you look at it any other way, you're going to hate this game. The best players in this game play on controller. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't tell me any different.
It's a very small handful of keyboard and mouse players that are actually top tier and are contenders against controller players. It's a very small pool of them.
You fighting an uphill I don't care what you say. You fighting an uphill. Use them battle rifles. Wait till y'all keyboard and mouse players get to them battle rifles. Wait till you get to the battle rifles. Wait till you got to go tap, 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 tap. Wait till you got to. You're going to really see how hard you have to work. I was telling Jay, like, yo, you're using the battle rifles and they look easy to you. Try to use them same battle rifles on keyboard and mouse. Just one tap, you looking up at the freaking moon.
Which is why it is really good, by the way, that they allow you to change them to fully auto. Yeah,
because you need it.
Man.
I am the 1%. I'm the 1%. I got a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this. There's quite a few people in the chat that's keyboard and mouse. Like, they not even gonna give us. Like, we're not gonna even get a hint of aim assist. Not even a hint, because if we get a hint of it, the whole tie would change. Because even if they give us like just 5%,
even just a slowdown,
they can't give a keyboard and mouse player 5%. Because what we can do on that, it would be insane what we could do on that. But the fact that when you play keyboard and mouse and you're playing this, now I feel like I feel like it's gonna even a little bit when we're in Warzone 2. A little bit. I feel like it'll even out just a little bit.
Sure.
The health
for sure will balance. Will give it better balance.
But in pubs, to all my keyboard and mouse players, you are at a huge disadvantage. You might as well just play hardcore when they come out. Because with you playing regular, you have no advantage.
And even then, that's going to be crazy as well, though, because a whole bunch of people are going to be going to hardcore to get their pistols ranked up.
Yep.
To get their guns ranked up, there's going to be a lot of controller players.
Jay, you have a chance at hardcore because the floor is even at that point. Because when I flick to you and I shoot you, it's even at that point. When you play regular, this game, it doesn't reward you for being on keyboard and mouse at all. Hip firing weapons. We were talking about bloom yesterday, right?
Yeah, we were.
Why is there bloom in the game? How does bloom help me? It helps you because you get something that slows it down, and then skill-based matchmaking kicks in too, saying like, well, he has aim assist, so when he goes on there, it's going to stop right there, so the bullets are going to hit there, and it's going to help you. Okay. Now, when I do the same thing, I have to track you running forward and stopping, then jumping this direction. I got to track all of that myself. That's all me. So you're naturally going to miss. It's impossible to hit every shot. And that's where I'm about to end this at. What makes it different, what makes this a problem is because it's impossible, even in real life, to hit every shot. Steph Curry can shoot as many threes as he wants in practice. When somebody putting pressure on you, you're not going to hit every shot. You and I both know that.
That's a fact.
Klay Thompson ain't going to hit every three he shoots. It's impossible. When you're shooting the ball, it's different things. Sometimes your hand might have been sweaty. You didn't come off a release hard enough. You was leaning. Somebody was putting pressure on you. You didn't take a deep breath as you normally do. There's always different
So many
variables.
intangibles.
On aim assist, it gets rid of that. It gets rid of the natural intangible. It gets rid of the natural stuff that you have to counterbalance. You're able to practice the same formation when you shoot every time. Why? Because the aim assist is going to kick in every single time, the same way.
99% of the time.
When you fought in Warzone, the difference was there was moments where you didn't have aim assist. And when you saw a player shoot without it, trying to shoot on a railing.
Staircase.
That's what separates Biffle and Aiden. That's what separates them from the other players, the other aim assist players. It's because the aim assist don't bother them. If they don't have it, if they do have it, they shoot the same. They practice so much that they can shoot. You can shoot without aim assist, so this conversation doesn't go towards you.
Yeah, no doubt.
But when I'm fighting somebody that's nowhere near as good as you, that doesn't put nowhere near the time that you put in, if I even miss a little bit, and then I try to move up, I can't. I lose. So I have to hit every single. When you jump shot, I'm gonna end it there. Let's get to DMZ mode. Let's talk about DMZ.
This segment is going to be a lot easier and a lot shorter. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This mode looked mid. With all due respect.
Nah. It looked low.
With all due
Low.
respect.
Mid ain't even, nah. Multiplayer is mid.
It's lower than MP.
This is lower than that.
If this was an NBA player, who would it be?
This is a 10-day contract player. No disrespect. No disrespect.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go first because you were actually more excited about DMZ than I was.
I was because I've truly been looking forward to playing like an Escape from Tarkov type of mode.
I know.
And this is just Jay and I giving our honest opinion. Yes, we're called partners, but I have to give my honest opinion.
I'm always gonna be authentic though, for real.
The mode is not mid; it's low. That mode turned me all the way off. All the way off. I'm watching the mode and I'm like, okay, the way that they come in, I see you spawn in the middle, you spawn on the side of the map, okay, it's open where I get it. And then I'm like, wait, this is supposed to be a survival mode. Why is there a mini map? Number one. Why is the health regular? Number two. So when you get shot, you heal the same way you regularly do. So what was the point? What was the point in putting all that crafting and stuff in the story mode? Why give us all that crafting if that wasn't going to be involved in the actual DMZ mode?
From what I've seen, you could get like jumper cables, like light bulbs, and from what I seen at least, and I watched multiple POVs of this event, not a single content creator crafted anything, but they used their jumper cables, light bulbs, and all the supplies that they were finding to sell to get money.
So my thing is, you made a mode just like how Battlefield did with their mode, and you didn't learn from their mode. Their mode was supposed to be the Tarkov killer. That mode was terrible. The reason what makes Tarkov, Cycle Frontier, Marauders, what makes it what it is, it's outside the game. It's the menu.
It's its own entity that cannot be copied.
When you go in, the entity we speak of is the fact that Escape from Tarkov is not about being in game. It's what you do outside the game. It's selling your stuff. It's buying better weapons. It's buying attachments. It's having gum and all these things that you're like, what does this mean? Oh, you're supposed to sell it to a merchant, and then the merchant gives you this, and then you're able to build up your base, and you're able to do all of this stuff. You're able to fix up trunks to have your guns the way that you want it to look and to have health that you're coming into. You can use a hatchling because you just want to go in and then you can use a scav that gives you a gun. There was none of that. And then the fact that you're running around the map with no map, you have no map, so you don't know where you're going.
Big ass map, by the way.
You got to figure it out. That's Lex. She's inside the garage. Okay, that's what that was.
Is that the shed?
Yeah, that's the shed.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I played Tarkov heavy, and that game is no joke. There's a lot to it. Okay, so let me go through this. I played Tarkov. I didn't play it heavy, but I've played it. And as soon as you jump into Tarkov, you feel this energy, this really dark, hardcore, grimy energy.
Like you really in the trenches, no matter where you are, and you got to be careful.
When me and you first played, me and you felt the pressure. Like we felt.
I was genuinely nervous playing that game. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was genuinely nervous.
We hadn't even gotten to a fight yet. We was just walking around, and you are alert to everything that's happening. The first time we got shot, I was like, oh, my character couldn't run. He limping. I'm like, Jay, I'm effed all the way up.
He can't aim right.
None of that.
Still happy, arcadey, and bubbly. No griminess whatsoever, even when you got shot. It was like, okay, so I'm just playing Warzone. That's how it felt like for me.
That's what it looked like. It looked
like I just got knocked. Okay, I get knocked like this in Warzone. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Not like I got shot, and there's a clear problem of where I got shot or what I got shot with. It's like, okay, there's a juggernaut on the map. He just ripped me in 2 bullets. All right, let me just crawl in here, pick me up, let me plate up, and I'm back in the fight.
No tourniquet, no.
Saw bandages in there too.
Not God of War. The reason why we brought up God of War before we made this video, God of War's game, it is changing the way we see gaming. Wait until you watch the game or play it yourself. I watched the full 16-hour video. When I tell you I was fully invested in the... I loved Modern Warfare 2's story. It made me feel a certain way. To come to watch the DMZ mode, I was truly disappointed in what I saw. The fact that the health system was armor plates. What's the point in having a crafting system then? If you're not supposed to craft something that then heals you, and then that's not a long-term heal. You have to craft like a pill to pop to get rid of your pain. And then if you're in there long enough, the pill wears off. You feel what I'm saying?
Kind of like how the healing system would be in like Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead, where you can pop the painkillers and they give you a temporary health boost, but at some point it's going to keep decreasing. Or the bandages give you a nice little duration off of your health or more health, but that's not a full med kit.
Right.
It's not a stim shot. Like,
and then you have to drink water because you're taking pills, so it's going to dehydrate you. So there was no dehydration system. There was no stamina system. I mean, it's basically Call of Duty. Open. Basically, like, no, I can't explain to you. I can't explain to you.
It's Warzone just disguised as another mode with more bots on the map.
I mean, even the bots, like the
Did you see what I was saying?
Yes.
You see it?
The bots were they shooting. You already knocked. Like, Why? Now, mind you, it is like that in Tarkov. Don't get me wrong. But you have to choose to fight the bots. You can choose to fight them or choose not to, right? When you fight the bots, it's rewarding. You get something for fighting them. You got to stand over their body. You got to loot the stuff. You got to pick what you're going to loot because whatever you take is important. Everything I saw people taking was not important. Only thing was important was keys. Okay, and I thought about it. What the fuck is that for when you're done?
One of the keys that I saw was for a stronghold.
Yeah, but what is it?
To open the door to a stronghold, but there's not. From what I saw, there wasn't like a key that was like, okay, you need to take this key and go to this specific building,
right?
Because there's a weapon case in there, a weapon blueprint. There's some sort of high tier loot in that area, so you need to hurry up and get to that area. But it's heavily guarded. I'm watching Biff. They running around, laughing, joking around,
just knocking.
Just obliterating all the bots.
You not laughing and joking and escape. If it's your first time getting on Escape from Tarkov, if it's your first time playing Marauders, you taking that bit serious because you understand that once you get shot, either your character is effed all the way up or you're dead. In this mode, I'm watching people play and I don't feel a sense of urgency at all. There's a bunch of noise happening, helicopters flying in the sky for no reason. I was okay with the cars in the fuel. I'm okay with that. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
But there was no like, oh, your character gets tired. He starts to run out of stamina if you don't keep drinking water. So you take a car and that helps you to save your stamina for your gunfights because the more that you keep running, your stamina goes from 100 and it starts to drop. So now you do one dolphin dive and your character is exhausted because you haven't drinking any water.
Get up.
There was no sense of urgency.
Just that idea right there is fire.
Jay,
that is fire. Wow.
I'm watching it and I had high hopes for this. Just like I had high hopes for Battlefield's mode. Because I feel like a mode like this, you can't produce this in a year. This is a mode you have to dedicate a game to.
As well as update frequently and reinvent and re-improve. Like if you're gonna come out with a DMZ mode, that's a game mode that you need to dedicate as much time to as you would a Warzone to really make the necessary improvements. Because you also got to think this is a game mode that people were excited for. Some people were low-key betting their careers on this. Yes. They were like, okay, I've been playing Tarkov for this amount of time. Now Call of Duty's coming out with one. Call of Duty's a bigger fan base. It's going to be a bigger pool of people. Like, I can finally branch out to a wider audience. And you watch DMZ and you like, it's just pubs.
Right.
Just with a different pubs. UI and more bots on the map and different missions. And there just so happens to be other players in the map.
And they called it a survival tactical mode. It's not survival tactical at all. See, in order to be survival, I have to have a sense of surviving. There was no sense. I'm watching. I don't feel like I don't feel like I had to learn anything. I had to figure out what go. When you play Escape from Tarkov, you got to figure out what are you even doing?
Yep, and there's so much to explore in that game. There is so much to explore in that game. I feel like even with DMZ, they should have just took the HUD off.
Take the HUD off complete because now
take it off completely. You don't need it anyways if you're in a DMZ mode. Take it off.
DMZ mode is not it's supposed to be survival, meaning you got little health, like little to no health at all. You get shot with no armor on, it's chalked. Period. Yep. And then when you do get shot, either your teammate had not to pick you up and revive you. No, they got to give you their supplies. Like, look, here's bandages, here's a tourniquet, here's the thing to pick out the bullets. You got to do all of that stuff. You got to sit there for a minute and let your character go through. The point of survival is to feel like you're surviving.
I also want to add really quick, even if you die in DMZ mode with your squad, as long as your squad is still alive, you can get completely finished and still get picked up.
No. That's not survival. That's not survival, Jay. Survival means that if you get killed, you get killed. You get headshotted,
Blackout.
you're out.
Blackout.
Yeah, you're out. I don't understand. I don't understand why they didn't ask people, what should we put in this mode? Because they kept this mode such a secret. It was a deep secret.
Why didn't they just ask actual soldiers? Because they said that they had soldiers, Navy SEALs. They had people actually do the animations for the AI. So why not get their perspective if you're going to make a survival mode by asking people who literally live that lifestyle every day?
Look. This mode, I feel like D-Rob said it best yesterday. He said, delay this mode.
Heavy.
Delay it.
Please.
Please.
Do not release this with Warzone 2 because I promise you, the player count is going to be low. I promise you.
Please don't release this. I'm asking y'all not to release this. This mode is so low. It's so low that it does not need to come out anytime. I'm talking about y'all need to take a year to fix. Like, this gonna take y'all about, this mode shouldn't come out to 2024.
I'll be fine with that. We already got Warzone to keep us busy.
We have multiplayer and we have Warzone. We will be just fine.
I promise you.
Please save this mode until y'all can get a full-on team to make us feel like we're... First of all, you should have to do certain things like, for instance, nobody should have access to a car at all until you find keys. You should have to find the keys to cars.
Or some cars had the keys in the mirror. Like, you happen to get a pick lock,
right,
unlock the car, and for specific cars, the keys are actually in the mirror.
And you have to look around and find where the key, or if there's a glove compartment, like if you could choose to break into the car.
Yeah.
The problem is if you break into the car, it's going to send a bunch of people your way.
Because the alarm is going to go off.
Because the alarm goes off. But if you actually find a lockpick and then you build up your lockpicking skills over time, you can't just make a game like this. You can't just make a survival game.
Not for casuals. If you're going to make a survival shooter like this, you have to go in depth.
Your character has to make progress, little bro. You have to make it kind of like Ghost. You create a character, and this character starts off at 0. Meaning you have your character, your recoil is crazy. So basically, you're tap firing everything because your character can't control. You have to build, just like Escape from Tarkov, you got to build that up. You got to build up your assault rifles, your SMGs, your snipers. You have to build that up. Now, you can go to a training ground and you can work on it. Yeah. But this is why this can't be a game, a mode. You just jump in. This has to be its own entity. So if Warzone is an entity, this mode has to be its own entity. You can still take the same guns and all of that stuff, but the guns and everything behaves completely different.
It's essentially its own standalone game.
It's its own standalone.
Its own Twitch category, YouTube category, all that. Warzone, DMZ.
You have to build your character from the ground up. From the ground up, you have to build your character. His your stamina. You have to build up your inventory.
You have a base to build. You have a base to build where you have an arsenal of guns. Some people's guns that you got from their actual bodies. You killed them. You killed another player in game and took their guns, and you can either use it or showcase it in your base.
You have to repair weapons. Like, you've been using this gun so much that it starts to jam on you now. So you're out there using it and it keeps jamming. You said what?
Or the trigger is weak.
I mean, look, that would be. And now you got to go get a new trigger for your weapon because y'all got to understand that you cannot create a mode like DMZ, but you don't make it survival tactical. Like DayZ, it's survival tactical.
Even Minecraft is survival tactical.
Even Minecraft is survival tactical, bro.
You cannot get on Minecraft as a bot as a beginner and think you just finna be taking on zombies, ghouls, and all the other crazy stuff that's in Minecraft now. And that's not even including the mods.
Right.
But even Minecraft, you start from nothing. You start literally in an abyss.
Right.
And you gotta run all the way to some grasslands and get some trees,
right.
Craft you a shovel, craft you a pickaxe, and from there you start building your character.
Now imagine if put it this way. If Call of Duty could manage to make a mode like that, a mode where if DMZ was like a sandbox, we wouldn't even be having this discussion.
I promise you we wouldn't.
Okay, look, let's take out all the extra stuff that I said. Okay, the building your character, cool. Let's take all that out. Make it like Rust. If the game was like Rust, nobody would have complained. If the game was like Fallout, nobody would have complained.
I promise you they wouldn't have, especially the Fallout fans. If you have anything remotely close to a Fallout fan will lose their marbles.
And then imagine you put in fractions to where you can choose to be whatever fraction you want to be. So all these fractions that they've made all over the years, like in Modern Warfare 2, they had 2 different fractions: Allegiance, Coalition. Mm-hmm. Now this year they have a whole new fraction.
Or they have those fractions, but then they have the OG fractions as well, like Task Force. Where your favorite COD character may be in that faction.
It's not the fact. Listen.
Call of Duty. Can we please have a conversation?
Like,
please.
Because this mode, I don't think y'all truly understand how y'all led people on, especially somebody like me. Like the way that y'all led me on, I thought it was going to be a more escape from Tarkov. That's what they had everybody thinking.
Definitely what was hyped at COD Next. I thought it was that.
I thought it was gonna look Warzone 2. Warzone 2, let's leave off DMZ mode because again, Call of Duty, this is no bash to y'all. This is our podcast and we just gotta be honest.
Honest and authentic.
We want y'all to make something that's worth playing. And that's not going to be worth playing after there's nothing outside of it.
There's no incentive to keep playing that mode.
I'm not going in and I'm not finding weapons and then I grab these weapons and then I'm finding attachments and I put those attachments on my weapon. But my crafting skills aren't high enough for me to actually just craft my own. I can craft my own gun if I get my crafting skills high enough. So you got to start from the ground up. Now, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Or you happen to find a very rare optic.
Right.
And you can't put this optic on any gun until you get your gun level, your XP for guns, using them, shooting them, collecting them to a certain level. Or you can't craft it onto your gun until you get your crafting to a specific level. And this is like a one-of-one optic. Can you see the memorabilia? Like that right there is a piece of content.
Right.
Finding the rarest optic in Warzone DMZ. Million views right there.
Jay, I found you're playing the see, I was trying to get off this. You're playing the DMZ mode and you find Makarov's deagle.
We're gonna leave it right there.
I'm gonna leave it right there. Let's get to Warzone 2. Now let's read these comments real quick before we continue because I do want to read the comments as well because this is going to be a long video on YouTube. I plan on just letting this just rock on YouTube. Mistaken said, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I said unless they find a ray gun or something, I'm done with watching DMZ. Yeah, it's no reason to watch it or play it.
Or a phone from Makarov, that would be fire too.
Right.
You find the phone where he texted the no Russians.
Right.
And the screenshot is literally on the phone.
And that phone leads you to, first of all, it leads you to lore, and it gives you hints to the next story. Mm-hmm. And then it also leads you to where in the game where you gotta go back into the map, you gotta pick your loadout, and now this is where you load out your character and you put you put your heavy gear on.
Cause there's a certain location you need to go to.
And and now you understand what that location is, but you can only go to that location every time you find this phone. Once you find the phone, you gotta take your whole squad with you and y'all gotta go to this location. And going there, once you open the door, now other people can now come to where you're going, but they gotta go as soon as you, because once the door closes, it's a G. It's over. It's GG.
As soon as the door opens, a location is pinged on the map, or you can open the map, and let's say you haven't discovered everything in Warzone DMZ, but that location specifically is lit up on the map, and everything else is in darkness. So until this door closes, this location is pinged on the map,
Right.
and once it closes, you can't see it anymore.
And you know what would have been hard too? Different time of day.
Facts and weather changes.
No HUD. You need a flashlight.
Hold that real quick. Speaking of which,
God.
turn the damn sun down. Oh, Jesus Christ! Call of Duty. Y'all didn't learn from Vanguard. Now I get it. Okay, trust me. I understand. Y'all want a map that's lit, but damn, bruh. I'm watching the stream and my eyes are hurting. And I literally heard Swag, Nadia, Diaz, Lucky, and Hector all say the exact same thing. This sun is bright. Turn the sun down, man. The best updates we've ever had was dusk or evening. Nighttime, hit or miss.
Right.
Hit or miss.
Shout out to Green Kush.
Dusk,
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank
evening.
you.
The two best weather for your mode. Continue, bro. I just had to make sure I got that out.
Let's go to Warzone 2. From